Hello Pisces, welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Pisces is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. These readings are totally free. If there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Pisces, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And we start with the Devil card. This is a driving force. This is our generative drive, okay? This is perhaps our creative drive, right? It's really asking us the question, what are we driven toward? What is motivating us? Why do we do the things we do? Why are we getting up in the morning? Why are we going to work? Why are we pushing ourselves? What are we after? The generative drive is, well, I want to leave my mark on the universe. You know, I want to leave a legacy. I want to make a difference. I want to contribute. I want to create something. Creating a world, creating a life for our family, creating something to kind of pass on to our kids, right? What is motivating us? Well, let's take a look with some more cards. We're going to use the Dove and Serpent spread. We have a 9 of Swords, an 8 of Swords, a Queen of Swords. I think this is something we've been thinking about for a while. We have the Universe card. We have a 2 of Pentacles. Something is changing. The way forward for you is doing something different, okay? We have an 8 of Pentacles now. We have an 8 of Wands. We have a 4 of Wands and more Pentacles. Emperor, even better. The Emperor has a connection with manifestation, right? Because it's the 4th mystery of the tarot. It's the number 4. It's the realm of manifestation. This is someone who is very good at manifesting, okay? So it's kind of that we're understanding now what our motivations are. I think your motivation is to alleviate suffering for yourself and others. Your motivation is to heal yourself and others, to improve the quality of life for yourself and others. You want to make dreams come true for yourself and for others, you know. I think we're taking a responsibility for our lives, you know. Let's select a mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. We're going to set it down right here. We're going to put Jimbo, the Lizard King, a.k.a. Mr. Lizard, right there on top of that card. We're not going to look at that card until the very end. It will tie everything together, though. It will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. If you have a prediction for that card, please put it in the comments down below. Let's make this a group exercise in intuition. Okay? Let's take a look around the room. We've got major, major, major. Your motivation, you're taking responsibility for your motivation to change the world. You're trying to create a new universe. Okay? We don't want a universe that is full of pain and hardship and suffering, right? We don't want to create a cruel universe. We're not looking to make people feel worse. We don't want to feel worse, you know? So we're trying to create a universe that's full of love and kindness and charity and devotion and connectedness. This is the worst kind of disconnect. Okay? This is really, it's got to be one of my least favorite cards. Just look at that card. Right, the 9 of Swords. It's just pain. What is the point of this? What is the purpose? Every card has light and shadow. The 9 of Swords is very difficult to find the light. Okay, but if anything, the light of this card is recognizing that this card's here. We could very easily have hidden that card somewhere else not looked at it, just pretended I didn't pull it out of the pack, but no, it's here. So the first step toward improving our lives is to recognize those things that need improvement. This is the thorn in our side. This is the thorn in our paw, right? We need to pull it out. I wonder why every step is agony. Every breath is agony, son, right? It's because our ribs are broken. It's because we're stepping on thorns and nails and all that, it's terrible. So the first step is to recognize why we feel the way we feel. What is it that's hurting so much? And then pull it out. That's the first step toward turning this 9 of Swords into a 9 of Cups. I wonder if that's going to be the mystery card. Turning misery into happiness, right? One step at a time. So I wonder if this is sort of what's motivating. If you're having this realization that that's what you want to devote your life to, making the world a friggin' better place. For yourself, for your loved ones, for your kids, grandkids, your grandkids, for people you never even met, never will meet. It's the opposite of selfishness, but I want to feel good too. So by raising our own vibrations, we're helping to raise the collective vibrations of this world. So you've got some good major arcana energies. You got your fire, right? We don't have the water, but that's what we're trying to create. You've got your air, your air, your air. You got your earth and your earth. Now we got a little fire and a little earth up here too. This is the fire and earth, that magical, spiritual, electrical circuit of creation. Fire to earth, right? Heaven to earth. Will to action. Inspiration to implementation. Impulse to behavior. Above to below, right? This is the art and science of manifestation. It's the electrical current. This is the emperor and the universe. This is as if we are taking responsibility. And each one of us is responsible to be the caretaker of the universe itself. The emperor is the one that's responsible for the whole realm. Yeah? Taking accountability. I didn't cause anything, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if I caused it or not. What matters is it's here, and it's my duty as a living, breathing, spiritual being to take care of this. This is us taking responsibility not only for our life and for how we feel and for our perception of life and how, and for our state of affairs, right? The state of our lives, but taking responsibility for the universe itself. Realize that we are caretakers of the world, caretakers of the universe, and we have to be caretakers of each other. Okay. So it's an assuming of that responsibility. But the petty persons and say, well, I didn't cause the problem. It's like, it reminds me of I have a 4-year-old daughter. She is my world. We'll be walking down the street or we'll be in the park or something and, she'll point out a piece of garbage on the ground, like a candy wrapper or something. And she says, oh, how'd that candy wrapper get there? I said, well, somebody must have dropped it or thrown it on the ground. And I said, why don't you pick it up? Or why don't we pick it up? We'll do it together. She's like, well, I didn't put it there. And I said, well, neither did I. But, this is our home, this is the park that we're walking in, or this is our neighborhood, or this is the parking lot at the grocery store. Like, this is, we have to be responsible. It doesn't matter if we did it or not. If we all had that attitude of, well, I didn't cause the problem, therefore I'm not going to fix it, this world would be even worse. And maybe that is why we've got the 9 of Swords. Maybe this is too many people that just feel like, well, I didn't do it, I'm not going to fix it. So I try to teach my daughter, well, we can pick up that piece of garbage. We don't have to go out of our way to pick up every piece of garbage that everybody's ever thrown on the ground. But if we see something, do something. If we don't notice it, and that's a different story, but we see it, and then we just shrug and walk away. Like, to me, that's, well, not even just to me, but to this energy here, it feels like that's kind of contributing to the problem. So when we recognize that there's, a thorn in our paw or something like that, then we can do something. When we see somebody else suffering, we can do something. When we see a piece of garbage on the ground, we can just throw it away. Again, it's kind of like we're taking ownership. We're taking responsibility. We realize that we have been tasked with, and not ownership as in, we own this world and therefore it's ours to do as we please. No, but taking ownership, taking responsibility. Yeah, for the life that we have, for the world in which we live. We want the world to be a better place. It has to start with us. Okay, and it's not easy. Oh no, it's not easy. But this is our manifestation. We are responsible for the world that's around us, for our own personal reality, whether we caused it or not, whether it's a result of years or generations of stuff. It's still like the buck has to stop with us, So we could be putting an end to generational trauma. Okay. What kind of world are you creating? It's your drive, your motivation to create a world. You are creating a world no matter what you do. Just by living and breathing, you're creating reality. I think this is us now, with the major arcana, this is us doing so intentionally. We're aware of how we're creating a world, and we're trying to do so with intent. To be consciously aware of the world that we're creating and how we might be able to sort of nudge creation in a way that that's going to be more harmonious, more loving, more connected, more beautiful, more together. Again, Mars and Gemini, this is an energy that's splitting apart. This is increasing the distance between things. And we have to realize that there's already enough distance between people. It's already more difficult for us to connect. Sometimes life is getting so complex that we're not connecting with people. We may be talking to more people. We may be posting more stuff. We may be engaged in a lot more things, but there's not an increase. There's an increase in complexity, but there's a deepening of this divide. There's a deepening of the separation. Doesn't make sense. So underneath the surface, we realize that some just doesn't compute anymore. It's like life is getting more and more complex. I talk to more people in 5 minutes than I used to talk to in 5 days, right? But with the increase of complexity doesn't mean there's an increase of connection. In fact, I think we're seeing it's kind of inversely proportionate. Okay? There's more means of communication, but we're all doing less communicating. And so, I'm not trying to preach or anything, but we have this Eight of Swords underneath the surface, and this is the card of, Jupiter and Gemini. There is way more. We have an expansion. This is Mars in Gemini. This is a splitting apart of connections. This is a complexity. It's almost as if our relationships with other people are too complex that it's creating a deeper divide. Okay? And sometimes, this is so much complexity or so much or it just really, it almost feels like a helpless kind of card. It's saying the world is so complicated and things are so messed up, I just don't know what to do. I'm tangled up in all these wires. I'm kind of confused. I feel powerless. Okay? We need to cut through all this red tape that's preventing us from just being together, being with each other, right? So I don't know if this is happening in your personal life, if there's somebody that you feel distanced from. I feel like there is probably someone in your life that you want to connect with them, but it seems like there's just, the more you try, the more complicated things get, and then the wider the gap. Okay. And this might be somebody that you thought you were kind of creating together with. Yeah. So interesting though too, we have an Eight of Swords, Eight of Pentacles, Eight of Wands, right? It's repetition. The eights are all about, the figure eight, the infinity. This is a figure eight, right? If this is the lemniscate, it's looping back in on itself. If we keep doing the same things we've always done, we'll keep getting the same results. We keep thinking the same thoughts, the same behaviors, the same intentions, we're going to get the exact same universe. So what we have to do is change something. Change the loops, change the cycles, put an end to that pattern, stop repeating the same things that our ancestors did, our parents, parents. Change our behaviors, change our thoughts, change our behaviors, change our intentions, we change the world. We put an end to the negative cycles of separation and tearing things apart, and we begin a new cycle of unity. That's my prediction. But it's not simple, right? It's complicated. 8 of Swords. We're ruminating. We see the problem. We're thinking about the problem. We feel like we're powerless. I'm just one person. I can't do anything. The problem is we all have that attitude. And so we're seeing. I'm aware. I see that there's a thorn in the paw of the world. But I'm just one person. There's no way I can pull that thing out. And don't worry about the mote in your neighbor's eye when you got a beam in your own, right? Well, maybe we help each other out. Maybe the problem is that we don't feel that we can really do anything. How's me picking up one piece of trash from the park and throwing it in the garbage? How does that solve anything? How does that solve any problem in the world? Well, if we all picked up one piece of trash, and if we taught our kids, let's take care of this life. Let's take care of each other. Let's take care of the world that we're in, especially when in the environment, 8 of Wands in the environment. Now, I'm not making this stuff up, okay? This is everything. This is the energy that's coming through. There's so much craziness in the environment that right now it's even more important that we stick together. The craziness in the environment is making us feel crazy. Okay, all of this, it's like fireworks out here all around us, and we're getting the PTSD from that. Yeah, we feel helpless, and then of course the things get split apart further. The divide, right, gets wider. The universe up here, the universe card gets larger. This is the expanding universe. I don't know if the universe is actually expanding or not. I can't keep up with the science. But if the universe is expanding, that means that the distance between stars is growing greater. We're getting further and further away from people. The bigger the world gets, the more progress the world has or whatever sees, the further away we get from our people, from feeling connected. Small world, small community, small town, everybody's connected with each other, right? The bigger the world, the further away we are from each other. In an expanding universe, the space between stars becomes greater. And we're trying to do something about that. And we have a lot of means at our disposal now. We have internet, we've got YouTube, right? Let's use the technologies that we have around us. Let's use all these new things that are being developed every second of every day. Let's use them for love, for connection, for beauty, for good. For unity rather than for disparity and separation. Yeah. We have to pull the mote out of our collective eye. See right up here, right there. That's what we have to do. That's what you're trying to do. I'm not trying to preach. This is what you're trying to do to the universe. You're trying to make your mark. You're trying to pull the mote out of the universe's eye, out of the world's eye. Okay? And that literally is in that picture. I feel that is what you're realizing is your motivation. You recognize that there's some kind of a wound in the world. First thing we do to heal is we got to take the wound out. You want the earth to heal, the first thing you got to do is take the wound, take the nail out, take the mote, take the thorn, clear the wound. We got to clean it out so it can heal. Now, in the background we have this kind of a disconnected Queen of Swords. Okay, again, there's no water energy here. I feel like that's what we're trying to do. And this was you, I think, spending a long time considering why you're here on this earth. You sort of you rose above everything, you're looking down, thinking, where do I belong? Where in the world am I supposed to serve? What is my role? What's my mission in life? This is kind of like a detachment. Maybe this is us trying to detach ourselves from our own struggles so we can really see what the world needs, because maybe it's the idea that we help others heal and we're healing ourselves. We teach the other people how to do things, and we learn through that process too. Now that Two of Pentacles is that the changes that we're implementing. I think that you took a good look at things and you recognized the need. You saw the wound. And even though we feel it's complicated and I don't know what to do, we're doing something. You know, we're thinking globally, we're acting locally, right? We're living in the biodome. There is a shout out to Pauly Shore. We're realizing that we can take individual steps, that we can make a change just by breaking with generational patterns, breaking with, you know, the repetition, the unconscious repetition of thoughts and the patterns that we sort of live by, those programs that are in us that are just running and running and running. And we're changing. We're doing something different. Okay? It's a singular effort to remove the moat. Now, Path of the Serpent, let's talk about this. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, by the way, please do. These readings are totally free. The Eight of Pentacles now is we're starting to see growth. We're starting to see positive things happening, and it takes time. Once you recognize the need and you focus your energy on positive changes, positive behaviors, taking a step in the right direction, you'll see growth. We got to be patient. And we've got to repeat that behavior over and over again. You can't just say, I picked up one piece of trash and now I'm a saint. You know, no, we have to keep doing it. You know, I meditated one time, now I'm enlightened, now I'm a spiritual person. No, we've got to keep doing it. You don't just go to the gym once, you know, you make it a lifestyle. You don't just have one piece of broccoli and think, right. You got to keep doing it. Got to make it a habit, you know. And then we will see the growth. Then we will see the progress. And even if it's just us personally in our own life with a particular person, maybe a relationship that you're identifying, like there's a painful relationship, you got to heal that relationship. Maybe it's with your parents. Maybe it's your best friend, your sibling. Maybe it's your spouse. Recognizing that there's a thorn in that relationship. We got to remove the thorn. We got to start doing the positive things. We got to heal that relationship. Okay, despite the obstacles, the Eight of Wands, to me feels like a burst, an explosion of energy. And it might be that we're sort of running into difficulties, we're running into problems. We're trying to pick up a piece of garbage from the park and put it in the garbage can, then a gust of wind comes by and blows everything out of the garbage can all back onto the lawn. Right? It's like a cartoon. Or we're trying to heal our relationship, but then something happens and we kind of lose our temper. Or they lose their temper, we start arguing again. And it feels like a setback. You know, it feels like we try to take a couple steps forward and we get smacked 2 or 3 steps backwards. We've got to keep going. Because this is your driving force. This is your devil energy. This is your motivation, your endurance, your stamina, your tenacity, your perseverance. In the face of those smacks that set you rolling back down the hill. Maybe it is like Sisyphus pushing the boulder up the hill and we keep rolling back down the hill, but this is our motivation. This is our work. This is the reason why we're here. And maybe if we keep doing it, maybe a couple other people will kind of notice what we're doing and come do it with us. And all of us together, we can push that boulder up the hill, no problem. It would happen like that, you know. And there'd be some other people that are going to wedge some other sticks there to hold it up so it doesn't go rolling back down. You know, maybe you're putting the garbage in the garbage can, someone else putting the lid on it so that the wind doesn't blow everything back out. It's cooperation. But you're motivated to make these very positive changes in your life, and we know there's going to be some setbacks, but you're putting an end to the repetition of those same old behaviors that led to the same old world. We have to change our behaviors if we're going to change our personal reality. Okay? We keep doing the same thing we've been doing, we're going to have the same world. So this is the card of closure. This is the card of saying, no more, I'm getting off this merry-go-round. I'm not going to just repeat the same things over and over again. I got to do something different if I want to have something different. And, of course, our emperor here is taking the responsibility for that, realizing that it's my duty. It's my obligation. We are the caretakers of this world, the caretakers of our life. No one's going to come and fix our life for us. No one's going to come and pull the thorn out of our paw. We've got to do it. And then we can help other people to try to pull the thorns out of their paws. Okay? Or teach people how to pull their own thorns out, or let people know that, hey, there's a thorn in there. Okay, so I think we're taking it upon ourselves as our sort of divine mission, our divine responsibility, to be the caretakers of our own life, to be in charge and take accountability of our own lives, and to take some responsibility for the larger world that we're creating. See, the universe is not just our little local world, our neighborhood, our family, our particular relationship, or just me and my house. It's the entire universe. It's the entire Earth and the entire solar system, the entire Milky Way galaxy, our local cluster of galaxies, and the clusters of the superclusters, and all whatever else. The entire universe. Yeah. Let's look at the mystery card. I'm thinking water energy, right? We need the healing. We're pulling the thorn out. We're recognizing the thorn. We're going to pull it out. Now I want to see the healing. We got to put a healing salve on that. We need the love. We need the joy, the connectedness, the pleasure, and the camaraderie, to continue the process. So I'm thinking this should be some water energy, right? I'm thinking a 6 of cups, maybe a 9 or a 10 of cups. I think the 9 of cups would be good. If you have a prediction, put it in the comments down below. Let's see. 3 of Pentacles, cooperation. Realizing that, no, it takes a village. I'm recognizing, I can't just do it on my own, but I've got to start where I can start. I got to start at home doing my stuff right now by myself. But this is a cooperative effort. This is a group thing, We can do it alone as long as we need to. And if that's it, then it's going to be just me. And that's okay. But it won't be. Once you start taking initiative and you start making the right choices and changing your behavior, changing your life, doing something different, you will get the cooperation. The universe will send people, places, and things to you to help you. You're going to rally. You're going to inspire other people with your efforts. You're going to motivate other people. There's going to be cooperation. Okay? I feel like you're starting something here. You're starting a trend. You're starting a current of energy. You're starting a new pathway. You're starting a new timeline for the universe now. Yeah. And you're going to get the cooperation. It's going to work. Now let's do an extended reading. Let's do an Jing hexagram. Let's do some oracle cards. There is a link up top and there's a link down below. New readings for Pisces on Thursdays and Sundays. Be sure to watch both readings. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. These readings are totally free. Leave a comment and let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we're all in this together.